Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my March favorites. I wanted to start off with a couple of skincare products because skincare is so important, but I feel like I don't mention it enough. I do get a lot of questions about skincare, so I thought I'd highlight a couple every month. Starting with this, which I've been loving. I've been using this every day as my day cream. You can use it morning and evening, but I choose to use it in the morning. It's the 24 karat gold firming moisturizer by Chantecaille. It is new, fairly new, like within the last couple of months. There's some interesting ingredients in here that caught my attention. So gold hepapeptide, which softens the appearance of wrinkles. Then there's a unique blend of peptides that helps promote a more toned appearance while lessening the visible appearance of wrinkles. And then there's an apple stem cells complex, which addresses skin firmness. And then I thought this was really interesting. It's got an Emperata cylindrical extract, known for its ability to thrive in arid climates. Like I live in an arid climate. It helps retain moisture efficiently even in the driest weather. It moisturizes the upper layers of the skin for up to 24 hours. It says here it's ideal for use on normal to dry skin, and my skin is combo. So this actually isn't something that's geared towards me, but it is nice and lightweight, not heavy on the skin, so I think it works really well for my combo skin. What's lovely about this is that it has the most subtle glow about it, so if you are a non-foundation wearer, this might be something really interesting to you because it just gently gives the skin a glow. Nothing obvious, but you can just see the overall effect. So if you're interested in that, I would give it a try. I really, really enjoy using that. So that's been a go-to. And then also this, which I don't talk about, but I use pretty much every day. It's the Lip Potion by Chantecaille. Also, I'm almost done with it. I got this as part of the Advent calendar. It's a really, really lovely lip product. Hydrates without being greasy or oily or anything like that. Really comfortable lip product. So if you're looking for some lip hydration, that is a very, very nice one. Okay, onto foundation. I actually have two different things happening on my face. I don't know if it's, well, I can kind of tell right now because I'm mentioning it. I have one side that just has SPF products on it, and the other side just has foundation products on it. I wanted to show you day and evening or non-SPF application and show you how I kind of even everything out so it appears as though I'm wearing foundation when I'm really not. So let's talk about the non-foundation side first. I've got on here the Clé de Peau Brightening Enhancer Veil. So I've got that on half of my face. And then I went in with the Even Up product. I used it kind of like a concealer because it is so heavy duty. It's very thick. So I will use that in lieu of concealer sometimes, although I will go on top of that with the Clé de Peau concealer, which I love, which also has SPF. So that counts as well. Those are like my daily favorites. The Brightening Enhancer Veil. Let me slow down here a bit. The Even Up product by Color Science. And then the Clé de Peau concealer, of course, SPF 27. So these three actually all have SPF and brightening ingredients, which is my favorite SPF combination. So if I can get protection while brightening at the same time, then that's amazing. So all three of those do that. And then under the eye, I went in with the SPF 35 Total Eye by Color Science right here. And I took the Clé de Peau though in the corner as always. But I also brightened with this. I was watching the Chantecaille video. They did a whole video on the Future Skin Foundation. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that. But I'm going to be trying some of the techniques they talked about in that video in an upcoming video featuring Chantecaille. But I was reminded of this product, the Camouflage Stylo. So I put that in my daily makeup. I use the SPF 35, the Total Eye, and then I go in with this Camouflage Stylo and I brighten, just like I would with something like the, not something like that, just like I would with the La Prairie. I've been going in with this just to brighten it because I love this product and I don't use it enough. Then on this side, I went in with my go-to foundation. I have two of them right now. Where's the other one? So I went in with the number 1 de Chanel, this one, all over the face. It's such a lovely one. That's BD41. And then I went in with the Ultra Latent foundation right in the center. That's really nice for the concealer to adhere to. It really likes adhering to this foundation. This is also in BD41. That is what I have on this side. And then I went in with a concealer. Now this does not replace the Sisley concealer for under eye because that's flawless for me under the eye, no powder required. And then the brightening with the La Prairie does not replace that. But this is a very nice one if you want something quick. A very no makeup kind of product. It's a Touche Éclat in shade 3 by YSL. So I have that under the eye here. So I've got Clé de Peau here in the corner, and then this one on the inner part of my eye. So that's what I did on that side. So those have been my go-tos for day and evening. Like I said, if I have an evening event, I'll go with this, but in the day, I'll go with this. The way I got this though to look more cohesive is I went in with my favorite bronzer right now. It's the Terracotta Light, and this is in the shade 01. I used it on the perimeter, and then I used it towards the front of my face. That's how I get this side to look more like my skin tone versus way too light, which you will see in the Get Ready With Me. It's very, very light, very apparent. I'm so hungry, my stomach is growling. I think the reason this works is because the Clé de Peau has a lovely glow about it, and then you can see it kind of coming through underneath. Even though this does have a light reflecting, even though this does have a light reflecting property to it, I think both of them work well together. So that's why it doesn't look like it's just sitting on my skin. So I love that. And then I went in with the Rhodial powder, which I did a comparison recently with this and another powder. And this just is really, really nice. So I put that on one side because I needed to cool down this side anyway. I went in with the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Powder. So I have this new one going. It's very exciting to have a new one going. So I've got that, of course, love that. Always, always. Every day, love it. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're so all over the place because I've got just a box of items here, so I remembered to talk about them. I went in with this Color Science. I wish their packaging was nicer, but that's okay, it does the job. It's the Color Science 50 SPF 50 Color Balm in the shade Blush. I will put this in my pocket or my bag to apply to the front of my face if we're in the sun for an extended amount of time. I do end up looking like I'm wearing a lot of blush, but that's okay. I'd rather protect my skin. So I went in with this as well on this side to start with. Forgot to mention I went in with the Anti-Pollution Mattifying Cream by Chantecaille first, on both sides of my face, right here in the center. Oh yes, and also I wanted to mention this HD Perfecting Loose Powder by Chantecaille is very nice. If you want more glow than say the Rhodial powder, this one is lovely. I applied it right here, kind of like around the exterior of my face just to show you. But I think if you have dry skin or you want more radiance to your skin, this is a beautiful one. Of course, eyebrows, we've got the Gucci and the Dior Show Pump and Brow. Those are still the same, love those. So glad I got another one. I actually got two of those at the Sephora sale. I want to mention this brush by Guerlain. Really nice for the terracotta bronzer. I use it just with that though. I don't use this with anything else. I think it picks up color really nicely and gets it on the exterior really well. I wouldn't put this in the front of my face. I'm afraid it's gonna move makeup too much, but really great for the perimeter of my face. Also, brushes that I love, you know, let me know if you pick this up. It's sold out. I think someone else mentioned it. Someone with a much larger channel, I think, mentioned this and it sold out at the Sephora sale. And then I saw it sold out somewhere else, but it always does seem to be available somewhere. So I will list multiple sites where I find that, but that's a lovely one. Blush and Blend brush, really great for all of my blushes. Really love that one, especially for the SUQQU blush. It's really great. The Valentino blush, anything that's a powder but a little bit more creamy, this seems to work really well with. Of course, with the Perfect Blur powder, the Buff and Blur brush is a go-to. I use those two together almost exclusively. Yeah, I don't think I use the powder with anything else but that brush, actually, now that I mention it. Love the Everything powder brush by ROEN, as well as the MER powder brush. Those are my two go-to brushes. This is for a little bit more targeted, and this is for like a wash of powder or like a dusting. I guess it makes more sense than a wash of powder. If I want a dusting of powder, I'll go in with the MER. For eyeshadow, I've got the Chantecaille Giraffe palette. I wanted to show you a little bit more intensity with this time. I think I did a couple of looks when I initially featured it, but I wanted to do a little bit more with it this time. I paired that with the BYREDO Kalahari palette. That's an amazing palette, and I used a couple of shades in there to give this a little bit more drama. Yeah, if that one's still available and you were thinking about it, I don't think you will be disappointed because it really is quite versatile. And then I wanted to do a more cool eye as a one and done for the last few weeks, just during the day with this SPF look here. So I pulled this out, which I love. It is the Shimmering Gray Taupe, the Elephant eye shade, and the Luminescent eye shades by Chantecaille. It's such an easy one and done. I've just taken that with a Shade and Sweet brush, applied it, and put mascara, and then I'm done. I'm also traveling, so I'm gonna take this one shade with me, and that's it. So I'm gonna take that and the Shade and Sweet brush, and then mascara and eyeliner, and that's it for my eye. Then for mascara, I still do love this. This is my holy grail mascara, Chantecaille's Faux Seal Longest Lash Mascara. Looks beautiful every time I use it. That is a no-fail product for me. But I'm also testing out other mascaras, and this has been really lovely as well. This is the ESUM the mascara. It's new to them. I have it on today. It builds volume and length really quickly. No smudging, no flaking either. So if you're looking for other options of mascara, this one is really lovely. On to blushes. I mentioned this was a really nice one to diffuse other blushes, so I've been using this. It's the Peche Cosmique. I think I said Peach Cosmique in a video. I don't know why. Must have been tired. Peche Cosmique. This is a limited edition blush by Chanel, but it really brings about bone structure, like what I talk about with lovely blushes. It brings out bone structure without bringing about texture. This one is a nice one for that. Now, if you do load this on, you're going to get more of like a highlight effect. So just go a little bit easy on this. Then I went in with another blush that I love, but it can be a little bit intense, which is not at all what I initially expected from this blush, but it is the SUQQU blush in 02. So this is like a raspberry shade. I wanted to get a cooler blush, but I've been looking for that. Actually, I've been looking for a diffused pink cool blush. I haven't been able to identify one yet, but I thought, let me try that blush and this together. And that's how I ended up with this very, very gentle kind of blush effect. So if you want to give a little bit of glow to your blushes without sparkle and diffuse it slightly, then I would try that Peche Cosmique by Chanel. And then I think this is just such a pretty one anyway, though. And this again is SUQQU. It's their melting blush formula, and this is in the shade 02. Then for highlight, I've been loving this, the Rêve de Camellia. It's so pretty, and it's a really beautiful, elegant kind of glow. So no chunky particles in there. It just really is a lovely, lovely highlighter. I have it here and then down the bridge of my nose. And then for a couple of lip products, this one, I'm so glad I took it out for the Sephora sale video. It's a Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Lip Balm. So I tried this on for you. It's like a beautiful raspberry shade, really emollient. I'm taking this traveling with me as well because I really like how moisturized my lips feel without being sticky. So it's like a really luxurious lip gloss almost, but no stickiness. And I like the color it provides. And then I went in with this because I was reminded about this by one of you. I can't remember when I saw the comment, but I thought, let me take that out. So I took this out this month. It is the Rock Rose shade by Chantecaille. It's their Lip Veil formula, which is what I have on right now. So I don't love cool toned lipsticks on me, but this is a really beautiful cool toned lipstick. It's more of that raspberry shade. I like that versus like a purpley shade on me. Anything cool that's more of that raspberry family tends to look good on my skin tone. And I love the formula too. It's again a lip veil, so it's a little bit more opaque. One of my favorite lipsticks. And then for fragrance, this is one I've been pulling for the most. This is Basilico and Fellini. This is the one that has that basil note in there that I think is so unique, really fresh and green, and makes it a little bit more special and a little bit different than all the other fragrances out there. Just like with the skincare I'm trying to remember to mention, I want to try to remember to mention jewelry and accessories. So one of them is this. I wear it layered quite a bit. I don't really talk about my jewelry this much. This is a Cartier Love. And then this one is a ring that my mom had from a long time ago, like the 80s. But this one right here, it's Chanel, and they have different sizes, but this is the thinnest size. I think it's 18K. I think it is. But I love layering it, and it has that very subtle quilting on there that is very much associated with Chanel, just like the bag that they're that quilted pattern. So the Coco Crush Ring, I think they wanted to make it like the Cartier Love. I think that's what they're trying to do there. So this is, again, by Chanel, and it's 18K. So I love layering that with my other rings. And then I wanted to mention a pair of shoes I've had for years, but I notice I still get compliments on them. So that's when you know you have a really good product. So they are the YSL slides. I purchased mine in the gold color, which I don't know if I can find anymore, but I love it in brown. I think that's really classic as well. Actually, any of the shades would be classic. I think it's such a classic shoe that it'll look good in any shade. But the ones that I got that are gold, I purchased from the Barney's going out of business sale. That's how long ago I purchased those. So I don't know how many years that is. But to this day, I still get compliments on them. They work so well with dresses and pants, shorts, you name it. They work with anything as long as it's not snowing or raining outside. They are the perfect shoe. So those are actually ones that I will travel with, especially overseas, because they dress up any outfit, I think because of the gold. So if you want to get some really timeless sandals as we go into the spring, summer, I would definitely suggest those shoes. But that is it for my March favorites. It's been a long video. It already stopped once because it said it reached its maximum recording time. So hopefully I will edit it down so it's not so long. So let me know what you've been loving recently. I would love to know, but that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.